Yo, what's going on, guys? Johnny GB here, bringing you guys week 1 of the ICBA. We are back for season 2 of the International Competitive Battling Association. New coaches, we got a brand new team, a new team I love. So, guys, if you missed my draft analysis, go ahead, check it out over on my channel. I do have a ICBA season 2 playlist. Now, as far as my opponent, he's one of our new coaches, and reigning CPC Continental Pokemon Championship champion, Techno Strike. He did join this season. Very glad to have Techno. He's actually a very, very skilled player. He's probably one of the top players in the ICBA this season. And you guys see his team. He has a Darkrai. You guys know how much struggle I had dealing with Darkrai last season versus Arcanine. He also has Durant, Clefable, Rotom Wash, Flygon, and Crustle. Now, before we get into the battle, I'll give you guys a quick team idea of what the strategy of this battle going in was. Now, I started my team prep knowing Darkrai ran through me. I mean, it tore me a new one. So, I had to start off with something for Darkrai, and that was Assault Vest Alola Muck. Now, what's good about Assault Vest Alola Muck is it deals with a lot of Pokemon. It is a very good Assault Vest user because of its typing. Now, when I mean it's very good, if Darkrai is even at +2 and has HP Ground, it's only doing 50% max roll. Fantastic. And I'm doing 48 to 56 on Poison Jab. So, I'm in a great spot there with Alola Muck. And it also can switch into Rotom, Clefable, and some of his other special threats. Now, from there, I needed a defogger because I didn't want rocks getting up on my side of the field, and I got two very good ones. So I went with Zapdos. We have Thunderbolt to hit Rotom and just hit everything neutral. We have HP Ice, which is there for Flygon and Nidoking. And then we have Defog and Roost. Standard Zapdos set, a little bit more specially defensive than anything. Then we built around Protean Greninja. Now, this Protean Greninja is Choice Scarf to outspeed Darkrai. And I have enough speed EVs to outspeed Flygon at +1, in case he's Dragon Dance Flygon. So, we're 84 speed EVs, Choice Scarf, Timid Nature. Well, Hasty Nature. Then we have 204 EVs into Attack, because I do have Gunk Shot, which can 2-Coat Clef with those Attack EVs. And then finally, we have the rest of the EVs. I think it's like 224. Don't quote me on the amount of EVs, though. Into my special attack for moves like Hydro Pump and Ice Beam. Well, actually, I believe we're running Scald this week. So, we're in a very good spot with Greninja. Very, very good set. After that, I went with... I needed a rocker because he has stuff like Crustle, Durant that don't really appreciate rocks. Nothing on his team really appreciates rocks. So we went with a Zelf. We went with a Suicide Lead as Zelf. We went with Stealth Rock, Taunt, Explosion. What was it? Stealth Rock, Taunt, Explosion, and there was one more move in there. And that was our Zelf set. Focus Sashed, so that I could get off the Explosion potentially. And it's very good seeing he does have a Crustle and he does have a Clefable. So Taunt a Zelf works out very well. And then I'm like, well, I know I want Salamence, but let's get some support for Salamence. So I went with Alolan Ninetales, Aurora Veil, Light Clay, HP Fire because of Durant, Moonblast, and Freeze Dry because Rotom comes in pretty freely versus my Alola Ninetales, so Freeze Dry is the perfect move for it. And then finally we went with Salamence. Now Salamence had Dragon Dance, Iron Tail, Dragon Claw, and Fire Fang. Actually, Outrage and Fire Fang. Now, my goal was to set up Salamence and bait out the Clefable, because the Clefable's in a tough spot here. It can be Magic Guard to prevent Stealth Rock damage, Toxic damage, or it can be Unaware to prevent my Salamence from setting up and sweeping. Now, my Salamence is actually Adamant, which means Corkscrew, Crush, will kill Clefable from full health. So we're going to get right into the battle. So I have my goal. My goal is to set up screens, go into Salamence, set up a DD, and sweep. So I'm going to lead off with my Azelf, as he is going to lead off with his Crustle, and I'm going to fire off a taunt here, simply because I know he probably wants to get his Stealth Rocks up. So we're just going to go for the taunt, as he's actually going to go for the Rock Blast. So I saw that, I'm like, I might not get Stealth Rocks up if he gets 5 hits. But fortunately for me, he only gets 3 hits here. So I am insured to get my Stealth Rocks up early game here. And we're sitting in a decent spot. As he will just take off my Azelf with the Rock Blast. Not much I can do there, but I did get my rocks up. So now I can just go out to my Greninja here and really just force out his Crustle, because he can't set up Stealth Rocks. And I'm just going to click U-turn here. He's going to go into his Rotom Wash. I'm just going to click U-turn here so that I can get out into my Alolan Ninetales. And because I actually have that attack investment, this U-turn does a little bit more than it normally should, and probably threw him off calcing it because of the different EVs than normal. So I just go out to my Alolan Ninetales now, looking at his Alolan Ninetales switch-ins. They are very minimal. He has Durant, which can switch into Moonblast, but I mean, still just does not want to take a hit. So here I'm going to go for the Aurora Veil. I want to make sure that I get my defenses up for Salamence late in the game, or potentially even earlier than that. He's going to go for the Volt Switch, and he is going to go right out into his Durant. Or actually, he's going to go out to his Crustle. He's going to go out to his Crustle, try to get his rocks up. He's going to take the 25% to rocks, which I like. And I'm just going to fire off the Moonblast, as he's going to try to get up rocks. Now, it wasn't able to kill, but I figured if I can get rid of the Crustle, we're good to go. Now, he did show White Herb, which means he probably was a shell-smashing, suicide lead Crustle. So, me getting the special attack drop, I mean, in a sense, really doesn't matter at this point because I do outspeed. And Ninetales will pick up the first kill for us this season, the Pokemon that ended our Season 1 campaign. So here he's just going to go out into his Durant Legion Games. He's going to go for the Iron Head, and he's going to unfortunately end up missing it, as I'm just going to click Hidden Power, and down goes the Durant. So the Iron Head miss was really unfortunate. He's going to go out to It's Greg the Clefable, as I'm just going to go out into my Alolan Muck, which can switch into his Clefable very easily, as he's just going to go for the Moonblast here. And Alolan Muck, Assault Vested, is going to take almost no damage from it. Now, here I'm just going to go for the knockoff, because I feel like Flygon is probably the right play, as he does go out to Cringe Vader, which is the Flygon. And he's going to take about 40% from this knockoff. Now, not seeing an item knocked off confirmed to me that he was a Z move. So I'm just going to go right out into my Zapdos here, and I'm going to defog the rocks off my side of the field, because I don't want Salamence being weakened now. I do lose the rocks on my side, on his side of the field, but his Crustle's gone. And really, nothing else on his team takes much from Stealth Rocks. Flygon doesn't take much. Clefable showed that it's Magic Guard, so it doesn't take anything from rocks. So at this point, there's no real benefit to rocks on my side of the field here. So he's going to go to his Rotom, and I'm just going to go for the defog here. So now we're sitting in a good spot here now. I figure he's just going to attack, so I'm just going to go right out. I'm going to go right out into my Alola Muck. Probably on a Hydro Pump or a Thunderbolt. Actually, no, I do not. Wrong. I go out to my Alolan Ninetales because I do have a little bit of special defense in here. But this is also in the case if he does make the read and go for the Will-O-Wisp. Instead, he's just going to go for the Volt Switch, and he's going to do a good amount of damage. So he's probably showing that he's offensive. Rotom Wash. He's going to go out to It's Greg, the Clefable. And again, 10 out of 10 times my switch into Clefable is my Alolan Muck. Now, these next couple turns are a little bit of mind games between me and Tech, really just trying to decide what moves we're going to be going for. So, here he's going to go for the Protect. He's going to Scout to see what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go for Knockoff again, because I can get rid of the leftovers from the Clefable. That's even less recovery he's getting. And it's also hail damage I'm taking, so it's actually very good on his part going for the Protect there. So he goes for the Wish, as, again, I just go for the Knockoff because I'm trying to bait out the Flygon. Because I do have Shadow Sneak, so Knockoff plus Shadow Sneak will take out the Clefable. This Knockoff's actually very important, taking out the Berry, making sure that now Salamence does KO with Corkscrew Crush. The Berry was pretty much his only option to dealing with my Salamence. So here he has a full HP Clefable. I figure he's going to withdraw there, as I showed Poison Jab last turn, as I just go for the Knockoff again. So now Flygon, after a few turns of trying to bait it out, I'm able to go for the Shadow Sneak, and down goes Flygon. Alolan Muck picking up the kill. So now my Alolan forms with 2 kills so far in the game, as he's going to go out to his Rotom Wash. I'm just going to click Knockoff at this point, as he's going to go for the Hydro Pump. Not able to kill. He's going to get a critical hit but not kill me. I go for the Poison Jab here, as he shows he's pretty offensive. Unfortunately for him, I do get the Poison, which now weakens his Rotom. And really, there wasn't much I can do because of that crit Hydro Pump. But now I'm just going to go for the Shadow Sneak. Wasn't sure if it killed. It was mostly just to try to get some damage off on the Rotom. He's going to go for the Volt Switch here, as he's going to take out my Alolan Muck. But Muck did not die in vain. It did what it needed to do, knocking off the Berry. So he's going to go out to his Darkrai here, who's been sitting in the back patiently. I go out to my Greninja here, and I went out to this Greninja quick, kind of giving away I was Scarf. And I'm just going to click U-turn again. And I actually go out into my Salamence here because he doesn't have a Berry anymore. Corkscrew Crush KOs this Clefable at this point now. And he's going to go for the Protect, probably to reduce the damage that Corkscrew Crush does for it. And when he does that, I go for my Dragon Dance. And now, at this point, Salamence outspeeds everything on his team and kills everything on his team. He makes the very good play and reads my Corkscrew Crush here, and he goes out to his Rotom. And in a sense, I waste my Z move here, which is actually, it was very risky, and I really was contemplating clicking Fire Fang there. Mostly to try and just see what he's going to try to do, because Moonblast does not kill me. But instead, he does make the play, and he does go out to his Rotom to just sack it off. But the good thing is we are Moxie boosted, so now we got a +2 attack. Salamence, and all I have to do is hit an Iron Tail, and essentially we win the game, and Salamence is able to connect the Iron Tail. Clefable's going to go down, we're going to get the Moxie boost, and that will be the game there, as Darkrai does not outspeed me, and I have a +3 Salamence sitting on my side of the field. So Darkrai sitting there very helpless as we are able to pick up a 4-0 win, as I'm just going to click the Outrage there to end the game. It was a good game by Techno. just a real hard matchup for him because there's not much on his team that actually dealt with Salamence. But it was a game that I actually felt like I prepped the best. The front office helped me out a ton with the prep, gave me a lot of ideas. One of the ideas was the Scarf Greninja, albeit, I mean, I did change the EVs around to where it fit other stuff like Aurora Veil, Ninetales. So front office helped out a lot this week, and start off the season 1-0, a little bit different. Last season we ended up starting the season with being swept by Salamence. Now this season we flipped the script and we ended up doing the sweeping with the Salamence. So we're gonna be looking towards week 2 here. Again, these battles will be up every Monday, guys. So go ahead, leave a like on the video, guys, if you guys enjoyed it. Go over and check out TechnoStrike's channel. He just got to he's just got to 100 subs. He's a little bit over that now. So go over support his channel, as well as he is a very skilled player. He is also in the MPL minor. So go over, check him out. And with all that being said, guys, I am Johnny GB, and I'm out.